Okay. Title of today's show is Tristan's Questions. And he writes, in your products, you once said you've had so many women reveal their deepest secrets within an hour of conversation with you, and then say they couldn't stop thinking about you a day later. So I gather that the most powerful tool you can use is to get her life story, but on a deep level. I'll go to that in a second. I believe doing an in-depth detailed video on the following will be beneficial to me as well as your other listeners. I can then use the consultations for fine-tuning cases I encounter. How do you get into her mind on a deep connection level? Okay. What the hell is that? Hold on. I think I know what it is. Okay. All right. How do you get into a girl's mind on a deep connection level? Quickly. You do that by establishing rapport. You do that by not being weird, not being creepy, not thinking creepy, by being closer to normal so that she can relax. You do that by relaxing yourself. Most of you guys, when you meet a new girl, you're nervous. I learned not to be nervous. I learned to relax and just chill out. I learned to say silly shit. I learned to come from in here. And I'm glad I did it because my job, I work around women. I'm a trainer. I was a personal trainer. I also taught a aerobics class. So I'm around women. I was around women every day of the week. So I lost my fear of them. When you lose that total fear, then you allow your shit to come out. Your real self to come out. You don't sit behind a wall and fire out questions. You loosen up. You relax. Guess what happens though? She loosens up and she relaxes. The more you loosen up and relax, the more she's going to relax. All right? So when you loosen up and relax, the nerds call it keno. I just call it touching. You touch her a little bit, you slap her leg as you're laughing. You do things that are normal. You don't plot, okay, now I'm going to touch her leg. It doesn't happen like a robot. It happens naturally when you relax. And that's the main problem that you guys are having is you can't relax around girls. You're still uptight and stiff. You still have fear of them. And that will keep you behind your wall thinking, okay, do I do keno now? When you roboticize this, you will stay a robot. That's why you will not develop rapport. Your game will suck. You've got to learn to relax and be natural. That's how I did it. Example of questions cause her to open herself up to you and find her hidden desires. Okay, easy. I just talked about this with one of my private clients. So I'll share it with you fellas. I think I shared it recently. It's all in the way you're presenting yourself. Again, if you're a geek, if you're a fucking geek, you're gonna act like a geek. If you're a fucking dweeb, you're gonna act like a dweeb. If you're a fucking nerd, you're gonna act like a nerd. Basically, if you got your walls up, you're gonna act like whatever is behind that wall. It's gonna leak out all over the place. So you gotta fix yourself. You guys really gotta become powerful men. I've been saying this and saying this and saying this, and I think you guys don't have any idea what that's about. Still. You can't be these weak motherfuckers. As I told someone on a podcast show today on my site, he don't deserve to fuck. Weak men, you don't deserve to fuck. Okay? All you weak motherfuckers don't deserve pussy. If you're a weak motherfucker, you got pussy, thank the Lord for that. You lucked up on some ass. A female that can tolerate your weak punk ass. But weak men don't deserve to fuck. Women don't deserve a weak man. What in the fuck makes you want to bring your weak ass self around a female and fuck up her life? Weak motherfuckers are going to get all insecure about a bitch, wondering if she's talking to other guys. I did do it on my forum, just like that. He didn't want his girl to talk to nobody. The motherfucker was insane. Thank God he's gone. He was fucking insane. I don't want her to talk to nobody. I see her talking to other guys. I get jealous. Whoa. As I told the fellow this morning, some of you guys are not human beings. You're just these male monster boys that grew up. You have trouble empathizing. You have no empathy. You come from a male-centered point of view. That's part of the culture, this online nerd culture that you learn. Don't call it too soon. You'll seem needy. No, needy motherfuckers seem needy. When I leave a club, if the bitch ain't coming home with me, I call her or I text her. Hey, or leave a message. Hey, give me a call when you get this message. You know, so my voice changed. Hey, why don't you give me a call when you get this message? Okay? That's my last words. First words is usually, hey, it was a pleasure meeting you. Hey, why don't you give me a call when you get this message? Doesn't matter what time it is, I'll still be up. Click. So then I get to talk to her some more and try to convince her to come over or let me come over her place. I've scored a lot of lays that way. But the nerds say, don't call it for 7 days or 12 days. You have to become a powerful man, as I learned to do in my life. I didn't start off as a powerful man. I've been working on myself since I was a kid. Okay? Women bow to powerful men. And you demonstrate power by the way you communicate to them. I like watching my boy Grease in action. He sends me his email stuff when he's talking to girls on email. And he comes across as a man of power. His profile states shows he's a man of power. Because that's how he gets a lot of his females through his online stuff. Or he's walking around. Girls can sense the power in him. If you notice, he has no fear of females. He conquered that. As all real men learn to do in their lives. Many of you fellas have not conquered your rite of passage to become men. So I have no fear. And I go in and establish rapport. I'm relaxed. I'm there to have some fun. I want her to have fun. So I'm in that jovial, fun mood. So she relaxes. Now, I always use the animal color water game. Find the video on here. That allows me to segue into sex. Let's say she just answered the animal color water game, and I'll use Jovina's. Her water was Jovina. Jovina! Take off the goddamn headphones. Sorry, I damaged my wrist and it's in a lot of pain. Animal color water game. What was your water again? It was I know, don't tell me. Just a minute. A waterfall. And it was loud. And yeah. Something about loud and noisy. Yeah, okay.
Peaceful, calming, something like that.
And loud. And that's not the way her first answers. It's basically, I made it, you want to make a joke about it. Like, should I invest in some earmuffs now? Okay. From there, you get conspiratorial. You look around with your eyes squint like you want to bring the two of you together. Okay? It's just the two of you. So you get conspiratorial. You squint your eyes a little bit. Now, I like to sit beside a girl. I don't like to sit across the table. Okay? I like to sit on the side over these coffee things. When you sit on the side, you can lean in. So what's the wildest thing you've ever done? I ask it. By then, she's ready for the question. From there, let's say the wildest thing she ever did was she did it outside. Outside once. Oh, I did it outside once. When they start giving you those secrets, they trust you. Okay? Oh, that's cool. I've done that once before. So what are your darkest fantasies? Come on, you can tell me. It's just you and I here. So what's your darkest fantasies? I know you got some. I could tell just by looking at you. You look like you just dripping the fantasies. Go on, come on. You coax it out of them. Well, I once had this fantasy of Madonna licking Madonna's pussy. That was one of my old girlfriends a long time ago. She wanted to lick Madonna's pussy. Get ordered around by her. So you've got her fantasy now. Of course, while you're doing if you've got my product, How to Make a Woman Come, and also my female mind seduction product, those are the tools that you use while you're fucking. You whisper that fantasy back. I want you to imagine you're licking Madonna's pussy, and her head is rolled back, and she's enjoying it. That's all you got to say. You notice how my voice changes? Because I go in that sexual state. That's exactly how I would whisper to a girl. Right in her ear. And while I'm stroking the clit, I'm going to give her that first nut. Stroke. If she's can have a clitoral orgasm. You can tell if they can. If they got a little tiny one, that's like a little tiny dick, a little miniature thing. They don't masturbate. They don't do that. But if they got a big full one, they do it a lot. And those are my favorite types because you get them clitoral orgasms. And you can do that while your dick is inside. Okay? So if they got a tiny one, you got to put the dick in them. And start at the G spot as you're stroking. And then you give her that fantasy. She's going to start fantasizing anyway. When they close their eyes, they're doing some kind of fantasy in their head. I learned to fantasize with my eyes wide open. I've got a powerful imagination. I read my way through libraries. Fiction, nonfiction. That's why I listen to audiobooks. A lot of people don't like audiobooks. I listen to audiobooks almost every fucking day. Hold on.
Was in charge. Presumably, the person running the show was somewhere on the premises. I still didn't know where I was, but I got the...
I even have it on this karaoke box I use for music. So I can hear it wherever I am in the house. I can envision things. A lot of you guys are very left brain, and that's your weakness. That's your bad, not my bad. Not my fault you got a left brain. You're not right-brained. Fix your own shit. So I've got a strong imagination. So while I'm stroking, I can imagine shit. That's how I was able to survive the condom epidemic, where we had to start using condoms thanks to the faggots, the homosexuals passing gay shit to our side, AIDS. We had to start using condoms back in the late 90s. I hated it. Examples of questions that cause her to open herself up to you and find her hidden desires. I just did that. How do you show her how to achieve her hidden desires? I don't. I don't want to get her desires. I want her to get my desires. I talk about her desires. I give her little tips, and if she's going to go that way, to help her out. I'm an entrepreneur. I can figure that shit out. Let's say she wants to start a nail shop. I know all about going to find a property. I'll ask her, what kind of equipment do you need? A lot of people, when they can't start a business because they can't organize themselves. I can organize the shit. Let's say she wants to start a hair salon. I know about those. There's hair businesses. I'm in the vanity business. Let's say she wants to start an accounting business. I know about marketing. Again, I'm a real man. That means my education is pretty worldwide. I could talk about quantum physics. I could talk about marketing, as I'm going to start teaching on the forum. Because a lot of motherfuckers don't know how to build a fucking profile. You have no idea what a fucking ad is. You can't design a fucking online ad profile for yourselves. You have no idea how to pick powerful photos. Because you don't back engineer from females' point of view. You stay stuck in your male-centered heads. Don't think about what women like to see. Let's see. So you have the power over her. How do you show her how to achieve her hidden desires, sell her dreams? As you said, yeah, she has a dream of opening a nail shop. I know about business. And I start talking to him about that. It's easy. I'll even go as far as, back then, go as far as even look in the paper, get it started. Hey, look, right in the paper, there's a piece of property right there you can rent. A lot of people, they don't have the balls, men and women, to actually start a business. Most of you guys, that's why you work for someone else. That's why someone gives you a paycheck. Because you ain't got the balls to step out there like a man and do it yourself. So, and your mommy's told you, stay there, there's good benefits. There's work at the post office, they have good benefits and good retirement. And that is a valid point as I'm winding up my life. Sometimes I wish I had actually worked for the state because I'd be retired like my older brother with a bit of income. But you know what? I can't work for someone else. That's my personality. That's an entrepreneurial personality. We cannot ever work for another man or a company. If you call a big company, I don't fit in. I tried it. I didn't fit in. My first evaluation, I'll never forget it to this day. I was at Pac Bell. Chris feels the company should be ran the way he thinks it should be ran. I'm some newbie right in this big corporation called Pacific Bell, coming up with ideas to make shit better. It took, I think it was like 7.5 years before one of my ideas got kicked upstairs and one of the managers stole it. If you call 611 back during the late 80s, they started trying to sell you shit that the business office should have been doing. That was my idea. I did a marketing report, a business report. I was taking a class on it. So I made that my idea. And yes, I've done shit in my life. I've done a TV show called Spirit Quest for Channel 6. Somewhere I think I uploaded a video of me in this dashiki thing. That's from the show Spirit Quest. I've been in movies. I've done shit. I haven't lived an ordinary life. I haven't just went to work at Subway or at XYZ Corporation and came home and smoked a blunt to chill out. I've tried to do shit in my life. So of course I'm the type of man that women want to be with. Now the problem with you guys, you got to make yourself more like me. You can't fake the funk. There are con men that can get away with faking it, but that's not me. My way is to do it the real way. I don't know how to con. I'm not selling the idea of you guys become these black con men or white con men or whatever race you are. Conning people. I was the real thing. As I keep saying, I'm the real thing that showed up on the internet. A real player that showed up on the internet. Not some internet fucking nerd theorizing about how the game is without back engineering fucking females. Examples of learning her fantasies during the conversation. I just did that. So I used the example of she wanted to be licked by, or wanted to lick Madonna. She was popular back then when I was dating this girl. Jovina, she doesn't have any fantasies. She's I'm devout. Plus, I wouldn't tell them to you guys anyway. I mean, a bunch of weird dudes on the internet learn like women's fantasies. If she had some, come on. Not that everybody's weird. Most guys are normal, but there are some weird dudes. And I know who, that cat guy really is. I've already banned him a few times. Came back as a new person, still causing trouble, still bringing stupid shit to the table. So you learn her fantasies during the conversation, examples of how to speak to her to build rapport and open up that emotional connection. I've done that too. You're asking the same question pretty much, because the way you learn to solve the first question shows the answer to all the other questions. That emotional connection. You make it you and her being conspirators together. This is how I'm looking around. That emotional connection pathway, so she could be relaxed, being her true and natural. When you relax, she's encouraged to relax. So we've already dealt with the same issue already. We've already talked about that. She will relax. Okay. Now, some jackass thinking, "What about if you have a shy girl?" Well, I don't do shy girls, number one, but shy girls require more time. That's all. It should be logical, common fucking sense. They require more time. You can't do a shy girl an hour. Maybe a couple days you get her relaxed and she might tell you she farted once. This is one example. But once you crack the door, then it opens. You want a woman to start revealing, her secrets. The shit she ain't gonna tell anybody except maybe her closest girlfriend. You do that by establishing rapport. How do you establish rapport? You relax yourself. Let your natural self come out. Now you can't do it from across the table. Okay? You got to be close. So when you go on your coffee dates, try to sit side by side. If she's at the table, move your chair around beside her. And it's okay to turn in a little bit and face her and lean over. That relays that you're really interested in the conversation. I'm not going to teach you guys how to speak from your balls. That's for my private clients. But you want to, lower your voice down, make it a bit softer as you're talking to her so that she can barely hear you, so that she has to lean in. That's what you want to do, is lean in close to you, because that starts it. You don't want to be sitting there, yes, okay. So, you want to lick Madonna's pussy, huh? That's a cute fantasy. I can see that. That'd be kind of sexy. Never make fun of their actual fantasies, though. Okay? You never do that. Because that's her shit. You laugh, she'll close up. Some specific questions to find out her dominant needs that makes her tick as a person, and secret motivators that really turn her on. Well, we already covered that. So you ask the same shit again. You gotta learn to phrase your questions, man. Your motivators turn her on. She think when a woman goes into take them long ass baths, especially if they have the shower hose attached to the thing, they're masturbating. That's her time for sex with herself. She gets the bubbles all ready, the scent's all in there. She's got that shower hose spraying on the clit, and she puts on vibrate. What do you think she's thinking about, if not her fantasies? Now, dominant needs. You find out her dominant needs by opening your mouth and just asking her questions about herself. Like, I get her dominant needs from her last relationship. I know the nerds say don't ask. They're nerds. The fuck you expect? out of their mouths. I find out. So what happened to your last relationship? He was a jerk. He took my money. That tells me how far I can push your ass. He did that. He went that far, huh? And he cheated on me 5 times. She got a big heart. She's forgiving. Okay. So that's what I find out what her needs are. By the way, needs are not the same as wants. She wants a man not to cheat on her. But her real need, you got to use your brain for this. I don't know if you guys, how smart you guys are, but you got to use your brain for this. Her real needs are to be cheated on. Yeah. That's why she attracted me into her life. She's not ready to be healed yet. If she's sitting there talking to me, she's not ready for healing yet. She may say she wants a man that won't cheat on her. She's still into that because she hasn't figured out why men cheat, and she hasn't figured it out herself yet. Okay? You gotta use your brain to figure out what a bitch's needs are. But needs are the subconscious things. And that's part of marketing, wants and needs. Okay, she wants someone that's 6'4", tall, dark, and handsome. And what she really needs is old fuddy-duddy who's stable, who won't cheat on her. If she's already through that shit. A lot of women, it takes them to late 20s to get through that shit. Tired of the bad boys. So she still wants that dashing bad boy, but by then what she really needs, and her subconscious trying to communicate to her pains, trying to communicate to her that she needs someone a little more stable. So here comes Mr. Balding Head, who has a good job, and he's talking to her, and suddenly she finds herself attracted to the dude. But you got to figure out what those needs are. Okay, you got to think. You got to know the difference between wants and needs. All right. Let's say I didn't have a car. I need a car. But I want the car to be XYZ car. You may want that, but that's not really what you really need. I need a dependable car. That's what I really need. And that's the difference. Okay? If that makes sense. Is this something you do on the first coffee meeting? The first coffee meeting has always led to sex. Coffee, if she's not relaxed by then, and I can tell, then we go get a drink. Now I take him down to the Zebra Club here in Sacramento. Google it. It's the Coyote Ugly place. Everybody goes there. The Zebra Club. Brother Dave. Call the place. Ask for Brother Dave and ask, have you seen the Mac lately? Because that was my nickname. I haven't seen him in 12 years. Let's see. So I did the animal color water game with every chick. It was my, I guess I'm robotic like in that manner. Once I get something that works, a system that works, I'm not going to fuck it with it. I'm always going to ask that animal color water game because I want to know. Because that tells me about them. The color really does show inner personality. The animal really does show a bit about their outer personality. And the water has to this day, has always shown a woman's sexual side. Miss Loud and yelling over there. Like a waterfall. Had a motherfucker stomping on my roof. She ain't like that anymore, but unfortunately I made fun of her and teased her about it, and it kind of dried up. I ruined a good thing. That's why I said don't ever make jokes about anything like that. The video you did got messed up when you were going into the following, dealing with the resistance when you suggest to go to your place and they ask why. Here's the thing. I've never had a girl ask, why are we going to your place? Do you know how stupid that question is? Do you know how stupid it is for you to even ask that question? Why would a girl ever ask you, why are we going? She knows why. She doesn't know. She'll make excuses. She knows what's going to happen. And the girls that came back to my place wanted to come back. There was one chick that resisted. I talked about her. I still remember her name. Her name was Jody. I talked about it. Took a couple hours. I said it took 3 hours. It didn't take that long because we were in bed fucking before 4 o'clock. The club got out about 1. We left the club by 1. We went and got some coffee. Long enough to drink that coffee. I over-exaggerate 3 hours. Whatever it took to go to, and I don't think it was a Denny's. I don't remember what restaurant it was, but something like that. We had our coffee. She had a cup of coffee. I paid also because I'm the one that wanted to go. She didn't want to go. She was trying to, let's be another time. And I talked to her and going. It was little minor sales. I sold her on going there. Then I sold her on coming home with me. And she knew what she was coming into. I hadn't even kissed her yet. Yeah. Let's see. With resistance. So, suggest you go to your place. Remember that even back then I wasn't hoe chasing. I used my dance game. Girls liked the way I dance. They gave me eye contact. They're the ones I want to dance with. This is before I developed my verbal game. She liked the way I danced. I was at a club called The Rage here in Sacramento. I was on their stage. They had a stage where you walked up on the side and it had a long rail. You could dance. She liked the way I was dancing. She was dancing beneath me. Then I went on the main floor and danced. And then I finally went up to her and started dancing with her. So when they are choosing, guess what, Tristan? They want to fuck. Now, I'm sorry if the hot bitches ain't choosing you. You're just not that quality. If that's what's going on, you're not that quality. You're not hot. If the fat bitch is choosing you and the plain bitch is choosing, that's where you're at. Pick the best of those. Take them home. It's easy. It's easy lay. I like easy lays. I don't want to have to sell a bitch into fucking a black dude. Taking the risk of getting black babies. Sorry, mulattoes don't think they're black, but please let them mind them they're black, but whatever. I don't have to sell them on that. I like my game easy. Call me weak. I don't care. I fucked a lot of bitches. Got a lot of power. I don't like having to work hard to convince a girl to go to bed. But when I did run the resistance, I used the whole maturity aspect. And I learned that from somebody. I can't remember who it was. We're two adults here. You come in on the adult tip. You come in on the going against society thing. Because I'm black. I'm taboo anyway. You don't want to be like those other bitches. Come on, I thought you were different. You come in on that tip. Okay? Each situation is different, so I can't give you one Band-Aid for the whole thing. Each bitch is going to be different. But the maturity thing, being a grown-ass adult, making grown-ass adult decisions, usually works overall on everybody. You add the extra stuff. Whatever stuff if you've gone into coffee. And by the end of coffee, they're ready to go. I haven't had too many problems. Let's see what we got here. It's Remo Supreme. Do you think watching some romance movies could help with lacking feminine energy? No, you'll just be a dude who has that issues you have going on watching some romance movies. King. But you can try it. I'm not the expert on everything, man. I'll tell you that right now. King Koopa. Hey, Supreme, how should play my game to a much younger woman who's 20? I'm 20. That's not much younger. I noticed the difference. Yeah, you notice the difference. She probably ain't tripping on it. You're only 20. You're not in your 30s yet. So the difference on mature. Oh, she's immature. I don't fuck with immature bitches. One of my clients likes them 18-year-olds, and it's hard for me to think on that level. Like a little 18-year-old, no life experience, mindless bird brain. But unfortunately, I've been with under 20 bitches and never enjoyed the actual relationship. There was no relationship. It was just fucking. That's all it was, just fucking. And it wasn't even that good of sex. Sure, you feel like a big man. You're teaching her. No. Sorry, King. How about someone more your own age? But anyway, she's 20. It's no difference because she's almost 21. That means she's closer to an adult. You may, because of your culture and your upbringing, may act very mature. At 28, I was still immature. I wasn't a full-grown man yet, at least the way even though I had kids, it wasn't real. I was faking being a stern father. It wasn't my real self. And I'm glad I put all that nonsense away. With young chicks, they like guys that are trendy, that are not goobs, that are not fixed in their ways. They like spontaneity. Okay? So you're going to have money, she's going to have shit. You're going to end up paying for shit like a trick. That's why I like going with grown-ass women, because they got their own money. But you like to trick out your money to young bitches. Okay, you're a trick. So, yeah, I guess you could be the 28-year-old sugar daddy. They like to go out to clubs. They're in the party mode. And you better be able to dance. That's what you're going to need for that 20-year-old. James T. I remember seeing that vid. James T. Supreme. Can most women bust a nut through G-spot stimulation? Most can, yes. Especially if you add the clitoral one to it. Some women can just have a vaginal one. I had Susie and Susan. I date them openly. Susie could do just a vaginal one. And so could the doctor chick I was seeing. She could have just a vaginal, any kind of way. Those are the best, the fucking best kind of women to be with. Ones that can nut up easily. Then you just feel like a fucking king, brothers. Because you can do anything to get a nut. And it makes your confidence soar in bed. So that you can learn to practice timing your orgasms together. Susie and I, we come together all the time. With Susan, it took more effort. Because she was a vaginal one. And she had to, tilt her hips. And yeah, so it wasn't a vaginal, it was a G-spot. So it had to be rubbing up against the G-spot also. So it's harder to time when they struggle. I call them struggle bitches. They struggle to get a nut. The Apex Gemini, what's up, player? I wanted to know your take on developing charisma. Well, I have a book on that. You can read my book. I'm not bad at conversation, just want to increase my power in the conversation. Yeah, you'll probably want to get my book. I'm going to release it to you guys. Again. James T. Supreme, you're becoming a mean old man. LOL. I'm just... When my body's in pain, you kind of feel it. Michael, problem is nerds and nice guys are afraid to ask women anything about their dirty fantasies. Yes, there you go. Don't do the nice guy thing today, Michael, though. Okay? Oh, fuck, you're doing it. Oh, fuck. Okay, you guys want to read Michael's comments? I can't handle it right now. Okay, I don't want to talk about nice. When he gets on a nice guy trip, it's awkward. It's weird. Let's see. Hold on. What the fuck? I hope the show is getting up there because I'm having latency. I'm trying to send out an email to a brother and it's not working. Let's get back to this then. What's up, you jelly? Hodge says, just get your dick wet. Amen, Hodge. Michael says, still letting them choose. Yeah, that's what I don't get. A lot of guys try to sell themselves to hot chicks. Instead, let them choose. The way you dress is part of your sales package, by the way. That's if you think of marketing, that's your packaging. Hold on. Fuck. When you go to the store, actually it's better to watch, if you have a mother, watch the items that she picks. Merchandising is one of the most powerful art of advertising. That's what Jovina's youngest son does, or was doing for Old Navy. He's now in the corporate offices. He was so good at it. Those kind of guys, they're artistic. You know. I love the kid, though. He's a great kid. Actually, he's 30 now. He's a grown man. Study the way they merchandise clothes at a store. Notice how they play music. That's how you should be running your game. Like, there should always be music in your car when a bitch gets in your car. It should be the right music. It should not be the music that you listen to. It should never, ever, listen to me closely now, read my lips, ever be the shit that you listen to. When that bitch gets in your car, it should be all about the romantic music. Because you want the music to mentally affect her on a subconscious level. Okay, shitheads? I'm talking to you guys that want to play the loud rap or loud rock and drive down the streets bumping. Or the goth. If it's goth, pick the sexy shit. The sexual shit. If you're both gothers. Thizzle, how did you overcome shyness, especially the physical symptoms, like a nervous grin or raising body temperature and getting nervous sweats or fast talking over a long period of time? But what helped me was public speaking. Think about it. You're shy. You're standing in front of people giving a fucking speech. You put yourself into the fucking fire. As I told everybody on my forum, you need to join Toastmasters. I don't get $1 from Toastmasters by recommending, by the way. Michael, I watched the movie Psycho. I can't say the Norman Bates dude is like a super. Okay, I'm not going to read that. He's going on the nice guy thing. I can't go there with you today, Mike. You got a weird mind, Mike. The Apex Gemini. Definitely will pick up the book, Supreme. Also, where can a brother learn his real history? I crave real truth, not the BS soul today. Are you black? He goes on, unlike most blacks, okay, he's black. In our community, I crave education, and I know you're knowledgeable on our race, and I definitely could use the guidance, brother. You came to the right place. I would actually, I'm not trying to make $5, but I urge you to go to my forum, join, and then go to the African history section. I've got all of the teachers that are good in that section, and all the stuff that will help teach you real truth. But if you just search for Dr. Ben, just type in Dr. Ben in the YouTube search bar. Dr. Henry Clark, Heinrich Clark, actually. Start with those, and you'll see other videos on the side. Those are Dr. Clark is a storyteller. He tells history through stories. The African tradition, they told stories or verbal history. Also, Dr. Ivan Van Sertima. Notice that all these people have a doctorate degree. Okay. Don't listen to jackasses that steal someone from history's name. I look at that guy's channel now, taking a famous name from history, and he always just upload other people's videos. Go right to the source. Khalid Muhammad, Dr. Khalid Muhammad. Now, he was more of a militant Muslim, and he was a rabble rouser. I loved his videos. He taught a lot of good history in his stuff. I don't accept the Muslim history of some black dude inventing the right white race. Yaqub, the big head. That's what they believe. The white race was created by blacks. It was created by us, trapped in the fucking ice age, breeding with Neanderthals. White people didn't breed with them. We did. But those children were the ones that survived. That's why everybody who's white has 3 to 5%, if not even more. I think the people that commit the heinous crimes, they have the 5%, and if not higher. They seem like they're heartless. Like, I started noticing that, and I'll tell the story again, that some of these killers had these red beards. They might have different colored hair on top, but they had these red beards. Those two dudes shaved their head. They both had red beards. They killed a bitch, then raped her corpse. And I've just seen another dude who had a red beard. I think that's from the Vikings or something. Maybe the Vikings are... In European history, there were some uber badasses. They're basically cold-blooded motherfuckers. They were no badasses. They were just some cold-blooded motherfuckers. But they got a show coming out of UK that I watched the first season of called Vikings. I liked it. I'm going to download the second season. We'll catch up in the third. But, the Europeans don't know that there were black Vikings. They don't want to know that. They found their coins with black faces on. They saw other artworks showing black faces. That would really fuck them up. According to the McRitchie and this other Scottish scholar. See, I listened to black scholars and very few Caucasian scholars, because most of them will give you the false stuff. So I got to listen to the black scholars who actually went to Europe, dug through the old texts and scrolls, and found out the truth. Thizzle, what are some of the best ways to market yourself to women aside from clothes and fitness? Well, you mentioned the best ways right there. You mentioned the best ways right there. What the fuck? The best way also is have confidence, because confidence will come in everything that you do. It's in the way that you walk. Okay? It's there in the way that you sit. She can tell you're a confident dude. So those are 3 best ways. Have your body together, have your clothes together, have your confidence together. That's your swag. There's no magic to this. Willie, is a red flag if a girl says she gets attached easily? Only if you like girls who get attached easily. I like girls who got attached easily because that meant they gave me more love. Depends on where you're at. Hold on. I'll get to you in a minute there, James. Michael, well, how are you supposed to know what she likes in music on the car? You're a typical dude, Mike. You're a typical European dude. You come from just your point of view. I know they have Irish love songs. I know they have love songs in Europe. And I know you guys listen to our music in the States. The old R&B stuff. The old soul music from the 60s. That's the shit you want to be playing. Think about it. Let's say you're playing some old R&B stuff out of the United States, black stuff. You get in her car. Do you know how different you'll be to her in her eyes? When she's used to get into the car and there's some acid rock playing, or some depresso goth, I'm a vampire, I want to kill myself, I'm a loser, baby, why don't somebody kill me, that song playing. Hold on, I gotta find that song now. You guys probably don't even know the song. Type in "I'm a loser, baby."
The vegetables, dog food stalls with the beefcake pantyhose. Kill the headlights and put it in neutral. Stock car flaming with the loser and the cruise control. Babies in Reno with the vitamin D. Got a couple of couches. Sleep on the love.
There are negative types that ran to that shit. Emo types. And God, I fucking hate today's world. Emos. They wear those stocking caps on the back of the head, looking like a Dr. Seuss character. You know, the ones that wear the stocking caps back here that droop backwards. They think they look cute because some actor did it. No, you look like a dumb jackass. A weak dweeb is what you look like. Shit heels, man. I hate shit heels. Yeah, you guys listen to yourselves if you want a dose of depression. But yeah, leave the shit alone. Let's see. Tracy Jackson. I'm here. Okay. All right. Basically, I'm working in a bar, Supreme, and I'm gonna fuck the girls in there. Okay. The customers, not the colleagues. Okay. It's always good to work in a bar, fellas. As Tracy's gonna find out. Michael says the rave clubs I find are good, though there's a lot of people on drugs in them. Yeah, you did the rave thing, Supreme, not for hunting. I sucked in the rave environment. I sucked in the techno environment. Just so you guys know, when this stuff was developing, it was all cliquish. The cigarette smokers, I can't stand smoking bitches. I was with one once. That was enough. I usually weed them out. I didn't know she smoked. I hadn't kissed her yet. She had gum. They smoke. Back in my days, the 90s, they smoked. I stopped going late 90s. 98, somewhere in there. I got tired of the whole scene. It just wasn't good pussy. It wasn't conducive to me. I like to go just to dance. And I did meet the girl. She's trained. He's dead now, but Patrick Swayze's horses. I was just talking about her the other day to Jovine's brother. I met her in that type of environment. They used to play that music at this club called The Rage. There was like techno night and shit. Then they had, on Thursdays was Asian night. Fuck. And I don't remember which day she was there on. I thought it might have been Thursday. I think it was a Thursday. So they were playing the European style techno. And there is a difference. James T. Supreme, the FBI visited Tyreek. What happened, Tyreek? James. Explain what happened. What do you say happened? Staying ready. Beards are in style now, player. Yeah, I know that. I don't have a lot of patience today. Shit. A nice trimmed beard is okay. The big bushy beard is not okay. Once again, you got to back fucking engineer, brothers. You've got to back engineer. Think from her point of view. Big bushy beard or nice trim. And beards have always been around. They used to do the chin strap beard where they had a thin line framing the face. There was a dude that went to the club, I called him Jughead, and I also called him Chin Strap because he was a white dude. But he had flavor. He had the chin strap beard. And he dated sisters. Eric Hills. There were black Spartans in Greece too. That's a new one on me. I knew there were blacks in Greece. I didn't know there were black Spartans. You know, the Spartans were homosexuals too, you know. But what does that have to do with the game, Eric? What in the fuck does that have to do with the game? Brother, come on. You need to get some pussy. It's good you learn this shit, and I feel sorry for the girl that dates you, man. Oh, fucking God. You're gonna date some young chick, and she's gonna think you're the biggest goob she's has ever met. You're gonna have no cool, no swag. Because you're gonna be sparting all this shit trying to show off in front of her. And chicks don't dig that. Keep the shit to yourself. Oh, fuck, the poor girl. Staying ready. Hey, player, do you really require spitting game at a chick with toothpicks in your mouth? Are you fucking kidding? No. Oh, that's that black thing, that I'm tough thing. And then you go, do your lip. No. No, bro. No. That's movie shit. I'm talking real life shit, not movie shit, man. Okay? Michael, confidence is when you're in a high vibe. You could sell them. Yeah. That high vibe should be with you all day long, every day. The Apex Gemini, thank you. Exactly what I needed. I like to get to the source, and I knew asking you would get me there. Much appreciated. You're very welcome. Eric, the feminization in school is strong in my sex class. Sex class? Oh, wow. They said it's okay for boys to play with dolls. You fucked. Okay, now that's part of the game. That's fucked up. Michael Nolan, I hate goth music and heavy metal. So do I. I don't dig it. It's depresso, weirdo, sorry, Nitro, but weirdo music. Weirdo's music. Eric, the teacher said you don't have to follow. You know, I played with G.I. Joes when I was a little boy. That's elementary school. When you get to your age, you shouldn't be playing with dolls at all. So they shouldn't be teaching that to you in high school. That's weird. Most of you guys have probably played with your Power Ranger toys or your He-Man. That's my kid's age. Shit. You guys are younger. I don't even know what's out. When you're little boys. Let's see. Teacher said you don't have to follow gender roles. It's okay. That teacher's probably a homosexual. Okay? Because only a homosexualized man who may not be out the closet or may be out the closet would tell you some shit like that. He doesn't have to say that. It's okay for girls to like boy stuff and boys to wear pink. Girls are now allowed to dress boyish. She's it's a woman, no wonder. She's teaching us. Don't learn, don't listen. You're in a European-centered school. You're black. Do you think a black woman would say that, Eric? No. Hate to do the racial thing, but I believe that black kids should go to black schools and be taught by black teachers for our confidence. Also, this kind of bullshit. We don't do this shit in the black culture. We don't do the homosexual shit and boys should act like girls. You need to request your mom to get you into an all-black school. Otherwise, do what I did, reject their knowledge. Sorry to my Caucasian listeners, but I'm talking to one of my young family members here. Tracy Jackson, can you explain why it's good to work behind a bar, Supreme? Because chicks dig people that work in clubs and bars and stuff like that. Okay? You're part of the establishment. Even the fact that they could brag about it. If you're a bouncer, they get bragging rights. Especially if you're a bouncer. Because they can say, oh, well, my boyfriend's a bouncer at XYZ Club. We can get him for free and all that. Because bouncers will hook him up. You can get him for free. Okay? It's like girls like to one-up their friends. Their boyfriend is more cooler than all the other friends' boyfriends. Tracy, I already know why, but I want to know your point of view. Okay. The Apex. Also, what if a girl used to be on your team, wants to hop back on? Should I make her pay? Every bitch that I had to fire, well, it depends on how the firing went. But hold on. I teach from example. So let me give you an example. Now, I've read this before. Stop talking, fellas. Pay attention. Pimp knowledge here. It's from Pimp's Network. My post. March 6th, 10:21 p.m. I wrote this for you simping motherfuckers up in here. Tonight my boy was online when this bitch broke in. I deleted our real names. If you follow the cut and pasted I am convo, this is from a hoe whom I fired. She got a little testy with my natural black ass. Watch how I handle this rich bitch. Starts with an exclamation mark. She was demanding my name. She was asking, Chris, And she went, or question mark, whomever. And my boy Craig was using my computer. He was online under my ZenMac name. And he says, hold on. She goes, okay. And I broke in, what's up, bitch? She goes, Daddy, I'm finding it out that you were right. No, she said, Daddy. I trained my females back then. You know, I got to hate that shit later on. I said, do you know who you're talking to now? I'd make sure she knew it was me. By the way, back then, the conversations, you'll notice there's lack of flow. That's how they work. You type something, and it takes a while for hers to get to you. Early in the early 2000s. It was like 2003 or something. I said, right about what? She says, I know who does it for me. And I said, yeah, you better represent. She goes, when I talk with men, I know that they will not do it for me. I said, then you need to get your big ass. She was a Mexican, white-skinned Mexican chick. Although her sister had brown skin, but she's a white-skinned Mexican chick with this long-ass hair. I've never seen a woman with that much hair on her fucking head. But she had a big ass. Get your big ass. Are you guys paying attention? I don't see no conversation going on when I get back in there. Back on my motherfucking team. And I said, I know you need your daddy, don't you, baby girl? She goes, I cannot feel their manhood, their being. You know how in tune I am to that. Women are in tune to you as a man. Especially these Latin women and the Latin culture. They like macho males. They like masculinity. They thrive on it. And if you ain't got it, she ain't going to feel it coming off you. You guys need to let your balls drop and let your manhood step forward. She goes, yes, daddy. I said, say sorry, bitch. She goes, I had a man get so pissed off that I wouldn't take my pants off. She was trying to make me jealous. I knew that. Don't bother me. Shit, bitch. I said, I guess you had to learn, didn't you? When I stab, I like to twist that fucking knife. And I've got a long memory. She goes, baby, daddy, I'm so sorry that I doubted you. And I said, you got to buy your way back into my good graces, baby girl. She goes, oh, daddy, anything. And it's feed a nigga. And I had out something nasty. She goes, your baby girl's here. I said, put some money into my account again, too. Because she always put money in my account before she came down from her husband. And she was married. And she bought me food. Every time. She paid her way to play. So a bitch that wants to come back has got to pay the price. Make her pay. Tell her to bring you some dinner. Don't let a bitch back in. It's not about sex. Sex is a dime a dozen when you get good in the game. You guys got to get to the point where sex don't mean shit. Okay? You got so much pussy coming in, it don't mean shit to you. Most of you guys are desperate. Jovina, yeah. Turn my light on. Most of you guys are desperate. You'll take anything. You'll beg a bitch to come back to you. Nah. Make that bitch pay. Bring you something, goddammit. A ham sandwich. That means sandwich to you Caucasian fellas. That means sandwich. Ham sandwich. Some Mickey D, something. Now this female, she bought me food from this Chinese place I liked. A full course fucking meal. And I had leftovers. Okay? And she was married. I told the pussy up, then stuck my dick in her ass. Because she couldn't have kids. She went on the pill. I got to get my nut, goddammit. Well, she gave good head, but nah. I got to get my nut. Head nut versus inside of her nut, they're two different things. So that she knew what she was coming down for. She's begging for the sex. Let her pay for it. This is your first time to mac on a bitch, Apex. James, see, two black agents came to Tariq's house to ask him about some comments he made on the cop killer Micah Johnson. Really? Tariq didn't say anything controversial. They were trying to scare him. He should have called his attorney right away. I hope he did that. Say, I'm not answering questions, so my attorney's present. And then got his attorney down there. At his level, I know he's got an attorney, so. Tracy Jackson, also Supreme. I make music. Should I play my own produced music? No. Okay, Tracy? No. I know you want to show off. Show her some other time. Your music ain't going to put her in a sexual state, an emotional state. You have feel-good music. That's cool, but play the music that she's familiar with. By the way, her parents, they listen to that old shit. And white parents all over the world listen to R&B or soul music out of this country. It's amazing how you could put on some, like James Brown, they recognize it. It's a man's world. They recognize it. That's one of the songs that was in my deck also. It's a man's world. I'm programming her mind the moment she steps into my home. Oftentimes, bitches didn't ride with me. Sometimes they rode with me from the club, but not often. Usually they followed me. Or sometimes I would ride with them. Depending on who drove. If my boy drove, then I would ride with the female back to our place while he rode by himself. Oftentimes he was staying there. We'd go into my room, close the door. He'd sleep on my futon couch. And just got to listen. That's his fault. James T. Crazy thing is he had a son who was born the day before they came. The agents were snooping around his property, then asked him a question and left. Yeah, they're trying to scare him. Tariq gave him a scare. Tariq is named after the man that conquered Spain and Portugal. That's a name from history. He's got power. Notice how they sent black agents? FBI, they're not fools. The Apex. She even told me after we were done that through all the guys she's been with, I'm still the best. Let her pay. So should I ride her out for a bit longer? Or no, ride her out. I don't believe in getting rid of a girl that's still got some play left in her. Okay? To be played. She'd learn her lesson the hard way. Now it's time to pay the piper. And I always make sure I stuck my dick in the ass too. I know that shit hurts. You want to come back? Okay. And I don't ever ask. I don't ever ask. I take out that lube, tell them to bend over. What are you doing? Shut up. Then I make them finger their clit. And they bust a nut. By the way, when you're doing that, doggy style anal, make them finger the clit. Or if you have a massager, had this massager that I use on my muscles. Give that to them. So that it's not painful, to at least get some enjoy. I believe in giving pleasure also. I'm not made, Michael Nolan, I'm not made about rock in general, huh? He's not crazy about rock in general, he says, and heavy metal. You can't do it on the floor but bop your head. You can't bop your head to some of that shit. Does heavy metal music have a bad vibe? Yes, it does. But, fellas, so does rap music. Rap music at a certain vibration, or certain beats per minute. That slows you down. Again, they like the people in charge of the world, in charge of the United States. They don't want us rising up again. So notice that rap music, we were kind of passive during that time period. Except the new ones that grew up with it. They didn't realize the effect on the minds of the kids that grew up with it. It's going to lose some of its effect. Eric, my eye contact improved. I'm holding it with females. Even aggressive ones look down when they choose. Good. You shouldn't be mean mugging a bitch, Eric. It should be eye contact, look down. As she's looking down, walk over. Stop playing. Get real. The Apex, very deep game player, will do. I'll definitely make that ass pay. No doubt. Make her pay in cash first. Okay, you're ready for next level? Cash first, ass last. Okay? Most of the people watching me, they can't handle that. That's above their heads. You got a bitch that wants to get back on your team. Cash first, ass last. Put that in your head and make it your mantra. Have her bring you something. Put it on your table. Even if it's a fucking meal. Have her take you to the movies. Now, how do you do that? She's begging for sex. She calls you up. Hey, when can I come over? How about tomorrow night? I want you to bring me some dinner. I want you to go by XYZ place and get the number 3. She wants to come back over, so she'll do it. If she says she ain't got any money, then find it. What did I just say? Then find it. Want to come over, don't you? I'm not playing. And when you come over, I'm going to tear your ass up. I'm going to shake the walls down. Let her know what's in store. And let her get a little shake. Ooh. That adds sweetening to the pie. She'll go out and get what you want. Then when she comes over, then talk all the crazy shit you want to her. Didn't I fucking tell you? Huh? Didn't I tell you? You're going to miss this shit. I told you you're going to miss this shit. You miss this shit? Yeah. You jelly, Supreme. Since you mentioned James Brown, this song came to mind. Get Up. Feel like, yeah, that's an oldie. Sex Machine. I'm one of his son's uncles. Step uncle. My brother married a chick that had one of his kids. In fact, they bought their house on the money that she sued him for. Big, nice house. 2-story. The Apex Gemini. Will do player. Definitely gonna, yeah. Michael. In How to Make a Woman Come, do you talk about anal? No, I don't. Nope, don't talk about it. Because most girls will have trouble coming. You got to teach them how to do it. Anal's for you. But if you give her the vibrator, have her put on the clit, or you have her finger the clit, she'll get off. Remember, the MAC makeup chick got off 5 times. 5 nuts with my dick in her ass. All she needed was a pillow to grind her clit on. And she kept having one fantasy after another. It just kept going on. I kept pushing her for more. And that was a payback one too. Let's see. Tracy Supreme. I'm a really good dancer, and when I'm out in the clubs, I get girls come up to me. Damn good. That's good. Eric. Okay, I worn these too long. I can't see it. It's all fuzzy now. Fuck. This girl likes me. It's time I ask her out for drinks. You're not even 18, or you're barely 18. At dinner time, ask her out for a Jamba Juice. It's time I hold myself accountable and stop playing with my food. Exactly. Fear is why you do it, Eric. You have a little boy's fear. When you conquer that fear, you'll start becoming a man. Until then, your mom will always own you. And you're like a little boy bucking up against it. When you become a man, you don't have to buck. Tracy, my question is, when they come up to me and try to dance with me, how do I go forth? Girls do that to me. I had my own stage I danced on. I put them up there and I dance with them. I test them. My dance is all about seeing if this bitch, because I got really picky. I'm not fucking just any white bitch. She got to have some sensuality about her. I can't stand dead white chicks. No racial offense to anybody. But girls that lay there and want to ram it or get it rammed, I was done with them. I wanted girls that love their bodies, that sensuality. So I test them. Okay? And I've talked about all that in previous videos, how I touch them on the traps and start guiding their dance and then all that kind of stuff. That's what you do. Dance with them. Why would you not dance with them? That just seems really strange. You got girls come up to you, want to dance because they like the way you dance. They like the way you look. What do? Do you just... Is that what you're doing? And she walks off. He wouldn't dance with me. What are you doing, Tracy? A lot of guys say they dance real well. But remember, you're biracial, man. Don't let that white side kick in. What do you do? Jumping jacks out there while you're dancing? You think that's good dancing? I'm just fucking with them. I just kind of keep dancing and they walk. Did I tell you? You fucking goob. Dude, dance with them. You just, really? No, really? Oh, Tracy. Do you know how much pussy you done lost? Whoa, dude. Yeah. Tracy said I kind of just keep dancing, man. They walk off. Eric, there's a breakfast dinner at my school across the street to get drinks or find some cafe or Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah. Oh, man. I was joking. I didn't know you actually did that. You jelly. Supreme, these idiots out there look for that so-called perfect 10, but I can tell you a good or average female that knows how to work their body and have a lot of sexuality is very attractive. It's very attractive to me too. I didn't just date 10s. I only had a couple 10s. Most were 7s and 8s. And the one of the 10s I had, let me see, 1, 2, I guess she could be 10, 2, 3 or 3. Let's say 3. One lay there like a fucking board. J10, Sensei, I have married women or women who are engaged looking at me. I guess I'm broadcasting as you talk about energy. That tells me what is going with the majority of the males right now. Obviously, they're not getting dick down right, too. Step over, give them some black love, brother. To the ones that actually they got men. Hey, if they're choosing, be careful. Don't get shot, man. Especially if they're black. Are these white chicks or black chicks? J10. I don't fuck a lot of married chicks, and I don't recommend anybody do that. Because I don't want to see you guys get in trouble, get hurt. A lot of you guys your minds aren't fast enough to know all the angles you got to play on that to where you don't get caught. J10, Eric's asking, what happened with the Russian chick? J10 says, that's not how you train me, boss man. You said no married chicks. Good. Good. I still say it. With all the single females out there, it's a pretty wide open world. Willie B. My dad is gay. My mom knows it, but remarried him anyway. Advice. Willie B., that's your parents' issues, not your issues. I'm sorry that your father, who's a homosexual, had kids. Sometimes they want to be straight, and they try to do the right thing. And eventually their inner nature catches up with them. They just can't do it anymore. Don't know why your mom remarried him. She's must be awfully desperate, though. I'd worry about AIDS, her catching AIDS and shit. But it's their issue, not your issue. You just grow up and live your life. J10, Russian chick is cool, but I have to talk to Supreme in Greece about it in private. That's a different level of game. Eric Hills, at my school, the white girls are getting big butts now and curves. It's crazy. They've been doing that. It's driving me crazy. I had to look hard for a chick that's built like a sister back in my days. Going back to the late 80s. I just remember that one chick I actually had sex in my car with. She had a flat ass. She was tall, white, blonde. Probably dyed, though. A lot of chicks, because it was short, when they dye the hair, it breaks off and it's shorter. Yeah. Yuck. Another reason why I couldn't get off. I couldn't feel the ass meat. Tracy Supreme. Because I'm 90% right brain, so I'm overly... that means you're right brain dominant. That's bad. You're getting as bad as me. I was at one time, I think, 60-40 or 70-30. Now it's gotten worse. My left side is like shutting down. I'm overly self-aware of everything in my space of being, so I find approaching and stepping over to women difficult. That's because you're looking at it the wrong way. Make it a positive thing. Make it a fun thing. Okay? Especially when they're coming up to you on the dance floor. You're not stepping up to them. They're stepping up to you. So bless them with your presence. Adblaze, what's up, player? What's up? Tracy, when they come over to dance with me, my mind thinks of several things at once. That sounds more left brain to me. That means you're not being a natural dancer also. When you're dancing, you should be in that state. At least for me. I learned to make it a state thing. And I learned it from a black girl that was in a hip-hop class I was taking. She told me, just dance. And I was trying to be this Blackopean, Negropean dude. Yes, I'm black, but I can't do this Jungle Bunny shit. That was in my head. I could teach aerobics, but that's just, lift the knees. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now kick. 2, 3. Come on, kick higher. 1. I can't do this Jungle Bunny shit. And I finally had to let the black out. Tap into that darkness inside. What is your son diet? Son's diet? I don't know what his diet is right now. I haven't talked to him in a while. He's lost more weight. If he's doing his traditional thing, he's eating mostly protein and veggies. That's it. Tracy, so fuck it and enjoy life. We are all human beings. Tracy says, it's because I get passionate with my dance and it sends off vibration. Stay in that passionate state and invite her in. Teach her. That's what I taught dance, fellas. I taught hip hop. I taught dance. I taught aerobics. That's what Caucasian women struggle with, is tapping into that passion while they dance. Teach them. That's the state you want to step in as their teacher. Teach them passion in bed also, like I did. My space will look at me and they kind of get stunned. My space? Oh, every girl who's in my space will look at me and they kind of get stunned. And when they step over it, shocks me out of it. Don't shock out of it. Go back into it. Bring her into it. Oh, man. I'm having flashbacks again. Dancing passionately on the floor. I love when a girl touches your face or you touch her face and you pull her in. Sensei. Sensei means teacher in Japanese, fellas. What do you think about sisters who don't pay attention to certain black men but complain about brothers fucking non-black women? White women have become a lot more aggressive now. Yes, they are. They want black dick and they're letting it be known. What do I think about them? I think they have every right to complain, but we got to look at the problems on both sides of the fence. They've lost a lot of their femininity that they had when I was a kid. Black women have become much harder as the black culture has been hammered and fucked up and abused. As you guys have become feminized, they have become more masculine. It's all because a certain group of people want to fuck us up, keep us fucked up. If they didn't fuck us up, they would still have it. That's what pisses me off. Not to not accept responsibility, but I go back to the source of the bullshit. They get mad that we're dating outside the race. And that's unfortunate. Now the black dudes call it bed winching. They're bed winching. Getting a black man or a white man that has, assets. That's bed winching because you're doing it for, like, as one black chick said on YouTube, she felt sorry for black dudes, but you ain't got the credit scores that the white guys have. She's married to a Italian European dude, and she gets to live in Europe now because of him. He's got property, he's got assets. Oh, the Apex Gemini. I want to definitely get into dancing. I can move my hips, but I want to learn more. Any suggestions? Yeah, learn to move to the beat. Anybody can wiggle their hips around all off beat and shit. Learn to feel the rhythm and learn to allow your passion to come out. I hate to say that because then you guys are going to go out there and start trying to be these passionate dancers and looking like weirdos. But that's the only way I can see to get through to you, to tap into. Learn to feel the beat of music. Learn to feel the rhythm of the music. And learn to move to the rhythm. Then learn to enjoy music, the rhythm, and the movement of your body. Really learn to feel your body. So you learned how to control every part of your body and add it to the dance. Eric, in my school, my friend's girlfriend threatened to cut his dick off. That's some simp shit. I told my friend, why does he hang with him? I'm confused. My friend, girlfriend. Okay, you explain that to me. I'm not going to try to figure it out. I don't have the brain power today. Blaze says, oh, okay, thanks. I'm grateful for all the knowledge you give. Welcome there, brother. Tracy, oh yeah, Supreme, please post that video of the nerds dancing. It was the funniest video, man. They moved all tackle shit. What video is that? If I posted it, it's already up here then. Just got to go dig it out, man. The Apex. Also, like mentioned earlier, I'm a little deeper for women in my age. Early 20s, late teens. Should I adapt or search for women in my market? What do you mean by a little deeper? Do you mean more nerdy? Are you doing that I'm mature and you have a real hard fixed personality? The kind of guy with little glasses? Yeah, positive. I think that's really stupid for you to be emotional. Emotions are valueless. Is that you? Apex? Tracy, it was on the old channels, Three Nerds Dance. I have no idea what it was. I had a couple of them. By the way, I have no idea what video that was or even where I got it from. Any of those videos. Usually they came from, like the ones I just put up, they came from Facebook. My friend, other friend, I'm not going to figure it out, has a girlfriend. She's threatening to cut. So she's threatening. A friend of a friend has a girlfriend who's threatening to cut his dick off. J10 guy. The thing is that have become selective of the type of black guy they want to date to, as Professor Black Truth said. A part wants to get into black consciousness, but it's tough when non-black women are choosing the most. LOL. Fuck them. Fuck the black conscious movement and fuck those non-black women they're choosing. You can get into it. I watch their videos. I donate to their cause. I gave TBA, I donated money for his first video. $50. Cool, Eric. Looks like you guys are running out of steam. Cool. Any more questions before I get off? Good questions. I like good questions. Supreme, all I want to do is fuck white bitches. Okay. J10, oh, well, thanks again to you and Greece for letting the beast out of me. Welcome. Ab Blaze, do you really need carbs to get bigger? You need protein to make a muscle grow, and it grows in the presence of some carbohydrates. That means you don't need the heavy carbs per se in every meal. Veggies will work just fine. Christian, hey, what's up, Player Supreme? I got laid today. Congratulations, Christian. How was it? J10, this Russian chick send me some pics. I'll send you in Greece in private chat. Okay, send it to me on the forum or to my email address or something. So you don't believe in bulking? Yeah. You can bulk if you want. That's where you eat a lot of carbs and a lot of protein, and you gain some fat with it. My son looks damn good, and he didn't do a bulking thing. No. Oh yeah, it's a dummy. Okay. He cut me out of the photo. Motherfucker. This is him before, right when 9/11 happened. He went to Paris. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm waiting for it to come up to the camera. Okay, that's him right there. Let me back up a little bit. Okay. This is him with man boobs. Wait for it to come back. Make sure you guys can see it. I'm on a delay, by the way. He was 203 pounds. He was 303. 303 pounds. Okay. Bam. Sliced and diced. Let's put up a little bit. Okay. He needs to put his glasses on. It was great. Christian says it was a Filipino girl and she went down on me like crazy. I fucked her 2 times. It feels good being a man, doesn't it, Christian? Don't you feel like you're on top of the world after you get that lay? And then you drive, you feel like you're on top of the world. You feel like you're king of everything that you survey. And he goes, and put her ass to sleep. There you go. J10 says, I'm a master seducer, Eric. I'm like Palpatine, getting into these women's heads while being dominant. The apex. I have strong masculine qualities. I just can't get with today's superficiality. That's all. I actually like going beyond the BS. Unfortunately, you're the only one that does. You're sitting there, I'm not going to dress a certain way to attract girls. Being all different. And unfortunately, you got to dip into the water. Like, you probably don't like the fact that it's a game. There's the game. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. Superficiality, hey, that's the way it is. Learn to get used to it. You're not going to change it. So, learn to fool them. J10, kind of hard to explain it here. He says, all right, protein and veggies. Tracy, Supreme. And we'll stop watching porn. Help with results with women. Yes, it will increase your desire to get laid. That natural energy that you have inside that you squirt out into your napkins. Christian says, I feel fucking unstoppable. See how he feels? To you guys who haven't done it yet, Eric? That unstoppable feeling. Eric says, J10, gotta mentor me. I'll learn a lot. Willie B, what's your thoughts on a girl who doesn't give head but lets you fuck? Not much. I know that I'm kind of hard to give head to, so it wasn't that serious to me because I'm all about fucking anyway. Head is for when I don't want to fuck and I want a nut and make her service me. So I never really had any issues with it. I didn't really run into any girls that didn't do it though. It was me trying to stop them from doing it because I was mostly with white chicks and Latinas and half Latinas. A couple of mulattoes, and only two or three sisters. So, and the sisters were when I was younger too, in my 30s. One had a gigantic ass, and she went in, big old truck ass. It was like the type that they put in these damn videos, and these porn videos. And she was tall. I was actually embarrassed fucking her. But I had a thing for big asses, and I met her at the club, and I went home with her. No. I got her number, and I called her in the morning time, went over there. I didn't go home with her that night, I don't think. This is a long time ago. I can't remember. I believe I went over the next morning, called her, said what you doing? How about I come by? She was home. I'm honored, Eric, but although I have a certain level in the game, I'm still a student. You're in good hands with Supreme and Greece. Staying ready. How can take the lead when dealing with women? That's my weakness. The fact that you have weakness is why you can't take the lead. You can't answer your own question. A man leads. So build your manhood, and it'll be natural for you to lead. Know that a man leads. So when you see you got a bitch trying to lead you, like even in a conversation, that's an aggressive bitch. And know that you've demonstrated femininity, some bitch assness. So that's why she's trying to take over. Tracy, Supreme, I'm thinking about going to Thailand to fuck. That's that sport fucking. White guys do that. They run to Asian countries. I'm not a fan of that. Especially for brothers. Michael, I noticed you get a lot of eye contact when you stop wanking off. They can feel, yes, women can feel, yes, they can. When Jovina worked in field, what did she do in Portugal? She didn't work in the field. She was a little girl. She played while her parents worked in the field, whatever they did. Her grandmother would take her to the beach and they would collect lapia. Jovina, was it lapia that you and your grandmother collected?
Huh?
Was it lapia? What's that mussel you guys collect, you and your grandmother when you're a little girl?
Oh, lapish.
Lapish. It's like is that like a sea urchin thing? Snail thing?
It's not a snail.
What is it?
It is more like a mussel kind
A mussel, yeah.
It's on a half shell. It doesn't have a closed shell.
Doesn't have a closed shell, it
They
has a half
attach
shell.
to the rock.
They attach to the rock. I guess they boil them. You guys boil them, right?
They can be eaten raw, but they have to.
Ooh.
But they have to be fresh.
They gotta be fresh. Otherwise they're poisonous.
Yes, exactly.
Anybody ever die from that shit?
No, because they always either ate it fresh or they would cook them.
What's the name of those things again?
Lapish.
Lapish. Anybody ever heard of that? Lapish?
Probably not.
Portuguese word, probably. The Apex will do. I understand it. It's a game, but you're right. I got to play it off. But definitely not nerd. I dominate wherever I go. I can't stand that nerdy glass wearing BS. Good. Got to live in the real world, not your head. Exactly. Learned that a while ago. Good. Eric, what types of foods does she make for you? American food? I'm getting ready to have an omelet in a few minutes.
Yeah, I'm hungry. It's 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I haven't had dinner yet. I had an omelet for lunch. She had a lunch to go to, so I went to Denny's, had an omelet. It didn't sit right in my stomach. I just felt full. Blowfish are poison. It's not a blowfish, Michael. Willie B, what stops me from approaching women most of the time now is that I think about what others around me are thinking. Any advice that can help with that? Stop doing it. Also, don't cold approach. You cold approach, you get what you deserve. You deserve to feel like shit. You deserve to have your mind run all over the place and fear coming all through you. Let the bitch choose, Willie B. I don't do sucker game here. Okay? Don't be like a sucker running around all thirsty. Let that bitch choose. If she's choosing, she wants to fuck. Step over. Staying ready. Do you eat Raisin Bran? No, I don't. I eat every morning. I have oatmeal with 3 strawberries and a sprinkling of blueberries. Blueberries have good antioxidants in it. Strawberries are for the flavor. Michael Nolan. It's made in the clubs. I see a lot of guys wearing polka dot shirts and stripes. That's over there. That's not in America. Just so you know that. That's something you guys are doing. Christian Gonzalez, I'm still going to grow in my game of life, like with getting good grades in college and improving my diet. So I improved my physique, joined Toastmasters and boxing because I'm interested in that. Good. Tell me that after someone knocks you down in there also. You got to really like it. Getting hit in the head hurts. Thank God they got sparring material, but it still hurts. I did boxing in college also. Supreme, I like orchestral film music. I like Hans Zimmer's music. You got to hear Mountains and No Time for Caution from the Interstellar soundtrack. Cool. That's good music for you, but not for females. Cold Approaching sucks ass. Yes, Michael says. Tracy Jackson, yeah, man, his work on Christopher Nolan's films are insane. Those 6'4" dudes, Eric says, you hanged out with in club, how they run their game. I didn't hang out with 6'4" dudes. Thomas Negative, he was 6'2". There was a younger brother that for a while that hung out with us that was 6'4". And he had young guy game. So I don't know how 6'4" dudes. I competed against them. Sometimes they were 6'4" or 6'2" or 6'3". And they did black guy game. Ho chased. Willie B. Except the guy nicknamed Stripper Boy. He didn't have to. Chicks were all over him. Willie B. I go to college with a ton of women, and I'm an attractive brother, so that's why I cold approach. Still suck a game, brother. I don't care. Don't give me excuses about the shit. Still suck a game. Let them choose first. If they're not choosing, and I don't care how attractive you are, then they're not feeling you. You have to work hard. I don't want to work hard to get a piece of ass. Christian, I'm also making a conscious effort. Lost it. Willie B, but the conversation does go a lot smoother when I step over to a girl. There you go. Who chooses? Easy peasy. Staying ready. If she ain't choosing, she's a 0 to me. Exactly. Willie B, it's just so many people on the campus, so I usually on go up women when no one is around. Go up to women when no one's around. That's okay. See, I'm not even going to talk about hoe chasing because I can't fix it. I can't talk girls into dating dudes. I can't do that. Can't wave a wand and suddenly they want to date you. Tracy, LLC, Supreme, the type of person I am, I'd play Mozart in the car to a girl just because I'd find it funny. Well, I didn't play that kind of shit, and I ended up owning them. I didn't have them beg me. So what type of person you want to be? The funny guy playing Mozart or the guy that controls his pussy? You make the choice. Apex says, same here, Christian, that charisma is going to be something powerful in the long run. Michael, many guys chase, I see. Yep, they do. That's what normal guys do. The guys whose father was a pimp, you knew he was a Mac. He wasn't a Mac. He said his father was a pimp. You see, you get half the story, man. I'm going to say it to you one more time, Eric. The guy you're talking about, he was 6'4". He was a young dude. 26. That was young to that club when everyone else was, 30s, middle 30s and up. All right? He was talking shit. He said my granddaddy was a pimp, my daddy was a pimp. It was bullshit. That was from that movie came out. Some pimp movie came out he saw. But he did do the game the right way. He was so tall he could see over everybody. He would look across the room at a girl. but you focus on her until she made eye contact. I never saw him catch anybody, by the way. Now, the Mac, Big Boy was also a good-looking brother. He was above average in looks in the black community. The Mac was ugly. He had these buck teeth. Dark skin, he had a head full of hair, but these teeth. And he did the same thing. Made eye contact, and he told me, I don't fuck unless I get paid, Chris. So 2 different stories. You see that now, right? 2 different stories. Ugly guy, better looking guy. The Mac was not 6'4". So ugly guy catches a bitch. She was a white bitch, kind of dumpy, but she bought him the ring, and he showed me the ring. He knew how to use women. And like a Mac, it wasn't about looks. It was about what was in her pocketbook. She wasn't bad looking. She was a little bit dumpy. Young boy was going for, of course, smoking hot. And I have never seen him catch either. But he did make eye contact the right way. Well, he was doing the forced eye contact thing. I'm not a fan of that for this community. Guys with swag, yeah. But not guys like you, Eric. Chris says he make a conscious effort to improve his communication skills every day, and it's paying off. Tracy, it's like a subconscious thing to them, I guess. I don't know what you're talking about. I missed it. Willie B, how do you skip the coffee date if a girl chooses and you just want to fuck? Okay, most of the chicks I did that with, I met in the nightclub. Okay? So, stop typing, everybody. Teaching time. Pay attention. Here's the magic words. Let's go back to my place. Here's second magic words. Let's hook up. Let's go back to my place. That's how I did it. Sometimes I didn't even say shit. By the time I'm ready to leave, they're stuck to me like glue, kissing on me. And I'm holding their hand. I always say, let's go. They knew what I meant by that. You don't have to say, hey, let's go back to my place so I can bone you. Let's go.
Are you sure?
I can't believe some of the questions I get. But at least they're asking. Willie, I heard you say before that you know how to get straight to sex, and most college girls are freaks. Who said most college girls are freaks? That's not in my experience. There's a lot of girls who are in college who are freaks, but I wouldn't say most. Because if you say most, you're saying like 90% of them are freaks. No, it's the same way. It's the same way with the girls in nightclubs. About the same. Some of the college girls are good girls. Some are freaks. Some are good girls who want to experiment. Like they sleep with their roommate. They try the bisexual thing. Supreme, do you ever fart in girls' faces to show your dominance? Did you hear that question?
No, I was busy here. What?
Did you ever, Supreme, did you ever fart in a girl's face to show their dominance?
Huh? You're kidding, right?
I'm not kidding you. He's half white, half black. His friend's probably a white dude.
Why would you want to do something stupid like that?
Well, white guys, remember that they... They ram their cocks in their mouths.
I know because I've heard, but I don't know because I've never experienced.
You never did a white boy.
I don't play that shit.
I'm not going to dignify the one answer, man. I'm fucking getting ready to fucking hang up. I'm fucking grossed out.
Why don't you try it?
He goes, I don't fart around women. It's disgusting. I did it once by accident because I fell asleep. In Chico State. Met a bitch at the place called The Bear. Those guys in California know The Bear. Popular college nightclub. But it was actually an older bitch. With my boy Craig. We took her back to my place. We tossed her. She was sucking my dick. I fell asleep. I woke up. While I was doing it, I pretended I was still sleeping. I was so embarrassed. She kind of crawled away from me. It's embarrassing. Yeah, back then I had some good gas too. I had atomic gas. It probably burned her eyebrow hairs off. There was one time though. Bodybuilding Sue and we lit our farts on fire. It burned the hair on my ass.
Yes, I remember that story. That is the most retarded thing.
We were young. We're in our 30s.
No, you guys are retarded.
It was my idea, of course.
30 is not young. When somebody does it and they're like 16 or 17, you can get away with it. When you're 30, you're an idiot.
Flames shot my ass. It burned. I shouldn't tell that to you guys, though. We don't know each other like that.
That's like for 4th of July, people put firecrackers up their ass and shit like that.
Willie B, you're not black, are you? I thought you were black. You got a black name. Only black dudes call themselves Willie B. Or Willie D, man. He goes, but what if it's like day game and you want to get straight to sex? I don't think I've ever done that. So I don't know. I don't think I've ever done that in the... Oh, yeah. Coffee dates. I forgot about that. You invite him back to your place. Totally forgot about my coffee dates. Let me say something here, Willie B. You see the color of my skin? Right? I'm black. So, I'm not one of these online nerds. These shit-eating nerds who call themselves PUAs. And they nerdly label everything. Day game. Coffee shop game. Driving in the car game. I bet chicks drive in the car. I had this one rich white chick show me her boobs driving back from the Bay Area. And she had a fucking car seat in the back. Some white guy's wife showed me her boobs because I had camera equipment. And I filmed it too. Shit, fuck that. But I met girls while driving before. There's no bowling ball game. I just talked about this morning on my show. There's no night game. There's no camping game. There's no restaurant game. That's nerds. Fucking slimy nerds. The game is, and you're black? And you said day game? Oh, you're one of those dudes. There are some Uncle Toms that do the PUA shit. Some black sellouts. Positively, yeah. Do you actually talk like this also? And hey, I really appreciate that. I pontificate. Is that you, Willie B? Have you noticed that white chicks, they want a real brother that'll break them down like a brother breaks them down instead of Mr. Negropean? I used to talk that way. So you're using nerd shit on me. Day game. When you step outside of your house, this is what I told the fellow on the forum. Every time when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do is reaffirm that you're a player. Get your black ass out of bed like a player. Walk your swinging black dick to that goddamn toilet like a player. Take your first piss thinking how much of a player you are. Then do the rest of your morning activities. Step out outside your door. You're in the game. Hey, you're in the game when you wake up. Okay? That's the game. When you start reaffirming this, the moment you step outside your house, or even your internet stuff, you'll see that you'll find more opportunities because you'll be more alert to it. Because you're thinking like a player. Okay? Later, they're J10. I used to talk a lot of slang. Hello, don't know why I said that. I don't know why I said it, man. Now you got me ranting and shit, man. Why you motherfuckers do that shit to me? To get a rise out of me? Give me all of my feelings? It ain't fun. When you step outside your house, you're in the game, brother. So it doesn't matter what time it is, because the game doesn't change. There's no going bowling or shooting a rifle and there's bitches there. There's no rifle shooting game. It's the same. If she's choosing, step over. Okay? Tracy Supreme, have you ever heard of Yeah. Those are black women that sell themselves for money. Okay? All right? That's not in the black community, though. That's porn. It's sad also. So if you date a black chick, don't ever do that to them. Unless you want your shit bit off. If you ever come to America and date a black chick, don't even try that shit over here. Don't go to the islands and try that shit. You may be light-skinned, but that ain't gonna give you that much power to do some, make them gag and choke on the shit. Black women don't like to give head, period. It's just not in our culture. There are some that do, though. Tracy, I don't agree with feminism, but after seeing that, I can understand why women hate for men. I'm looking for his next comment, can't find it. Eric Supreme, you never got this mad ever since I told you about that clown shit at school. I'm not mad. See, I'm not mad. If I start pounding the table, then I'm mad. But I never really get just blinding mad, because then I break shit. And I keep it under control. I have a limit. Supreme, how do I be that real brother they like? Become that real brother. The Apex Gemini. My food's getting cold. My dinner's here. So you know what? Don't talk in Ebonics. I hate Ebonics. I never had to talk in Ebonics. Just speak like a damn man. Okay? You ain't got to talk, well, I be wanting to go to the stove. No. The brothers who speak like Uncle Tom's and they talk like this, they take the bass out of their voice, as one brother that was in the Facebook group spoke like and learned. He was trying to emulate dominant society people so much he took the bass out of his voice, because that's how they talk. Yeah, really? Well, I think you should go. Yeah, they talk like that. Most of them. They speak from up here, a little bit higher voices, and he ended up sounding just like that. In fact, there's a brother who does videos also. He listened to TBA. I thought he was that dude. You can't tell if he's black or white. He sounds like a white guy. And I hate to put it out there like that, because I believe in speaking good, clear English. But there's a difference between the way, a lot of brothers speak. Not all, but enough to where it makes a difference, that we have a little more bass in our volume. I don't know why. But this brother took all the bass out, and he sounded like one of those kind of black dudes. They never had black friends. They'd be a Trump supporter, that type. So anyway, I got dinner. I've got to go. It's been 2 hours. You guys have a good evening.